Tonight on Furniture Film Classics, Kathy Lee Gifford and James Cagney, starring in White Heat Stick.
Go, Cody, go! You're almost there! Keep a climbing, Cody, my boy! Go! Keep a climbing, they'll show them all!
Me and Mom, jump in the china closet.
Hey, there's my parents right there. Mother to the left, father to the right.
Yeah, and they're looking down on you right now and saying, you rotten kid, why are you just on cable?
Yeah, when are you going to get on network, you rotten?
Oh, man.
What do you got there?
It's a new concoction.
Hey, there was an egg in my cream donut.
Oh, you can sue now.
Hi, I'm Joe Lorario.
And I'm Ed Feldman. Welcome to Furniture to Go.
Yeah.
You know, this type of maple furniture was very, very popular in the 50s, but they voted for Eisenhower, too.
Yeah, they called it American Colony. It's maple with an orange or simulated cherry stain.
Tough, durable, solid, and dumb as an ox, just like Eisenhower.
And it was my mother's dining room set, and right, you know, up there on the top of that china closet, that's where she used to keep the glasses with the gold base with the carrying case with the gold leaves, and she got it from S&H Green Stamps.
S&H Green
You remember
Stamps?
S&H Green Stamps?
Yes, I do.
27 and a half bucks, and the tongue was dry.
Your brother Frank, he's got this set now, so right now at home,
Yeah.
he's standing over the sink eating. He has nothing to eat on.
When's he bringing it back? He's going to say.
He's going to get us. So next, we'll be moving on to stripping this whole darn thing, and I can't
We're gonna
wait.
strip off this ugly orange color and make it a nice natural maple finish.
Can Frank owe us something for this?
No, I think we owe him.
Hey, look at this. It's glass, and we're taking out the glass because we've taken the doors off.
Took the doors off. We took the drawer out. Bottom doors are off.
And this is the cheap lattice
Look how
work.
skinny that
Give me
is.
that. I'll file
It's
that.
like cardboard.
Hey, look at me, Justin Wilson, but no
Oh,
belt.
you look like Strom Thurmond, I thought.
Yeah, I like Justin Wilson, though.
He's a nice man. Put that stuff here.
Oh, excuse me, can I just file one thing at a time?
Okay, file that.
Jiminy crickets around here. We'll get to these later. But right now, why don't you start
I'm
stripping
gonna-
the table?
I'm trying to.
I'll go over and start in the china closet.
Gotta get this, you know, when we sat around this table, we had at the leaf there. See, I gotta strip the whole table. I gotta put the gloves on. And you apply the remover. See, the pretty orange remover. And just pat it on.
You're
Gotta
not
get-
painting a masterpiece,
I'm not,
are you?
I never paint a masterpiece, not when I'm stripping. The object is to get it on. Get it on, get it on, get it on.
While over here, I've laid some newspaper inside because we're not going to strip the inside of the hutch, and I'm just going to slap this on the top. The top, of course, is called the hutch. The base, of course, is called the base. It's called the base. Now, ordinarily, we take the hutch off the base, except guess what?
It doesn't come off.
It doesn't come off.
It won't come off. It won't come off.
Can you hear me? Look, Elephant Man. All right, now it's time to chip.
We got the chips, and we're putting the chips on top of the remover, and you can see how easily it comes off. It's just a simple lacquer on there. Oh, it's going to be a nice...
Look at that. Look at the change. Look at the change. Takes away that old ugly orange. And I'll do the side now.
Ugh. Now remember, once this is all taken off, we'll wash it down with some lacquer thinner. Oh.
And then we take our stiff bristled gong brush and then go over it.
I guess you know that if you're doing this, you should have a big place, an area where you can do it, so that it's not, you don't want to do it in your living room.
You should do it outside with a tarp down.
This is a gong brush, remember. Chuck Barris sells them. There we go.
All right, can I take the centerpiece home?
My mother never had a centerpiece like this. Look at that. Well, everything's been stripped. And now,
Dolly's centerpiece. Dolly's centerpiece.
Dolly centerpiece, yeah. We're going to wash the table down now.
With lacquer thinner
Because
and...
we got some lacquer thinner, got the rubber gloves on.
And the
you wanna
medium course steel wool. It's not shredded
I was just going to say that. We're going around with the steel wool and abrading the surface.
Smoothing the surface, abrading the surface.
You want to drop the leaf down, like this here, and wash. And it's a good idea when you wash to have some fresh chips or Fritos. No, if you use the fresh chips, you see you can go right over and dry up the solvent.
And since this is maple, you can use the #2 medium coarse steel wool. If it was a pine or a softwood, you wouldn't use it.
Take the gong brush. If you can get it out of the pocket. See how neat and clean it looks. Now we'll just take this leaf. You know, that sound brings back my entire childhood.
I thought it was, why you little?
Yeah. Get out. What kind of report card is this? 1 year, 11 Fs. 11 Fs.
Well, I majored in incompletes. I still hold the Northeast High School record, suspended 13 times senior year.
And now,
Go Feldman.
And now we have a TV show.
Pay attention, class.
Here, kick a field goal.
This is not the way you repair a chair.
This is ineffective chair attachment procedure. It's the work of Landrew.
This is a work of my brother Pat.
Oh, now he really likes
Over
you.
the years, he did this to the chairs, but
To attach the legs to the bottom, we're going to do it the right way.
I had to pull all this stuff out of the chair like a dentist in order to get this far.
Oh, now he really hates you.
And we had the 2 new spindles made.
Milled with the hole cut on the bias, so it would fit like this to match this side, because this is how it works, because the front of the chair is wider than
This
the back.
goes into that.
Notice that we forgot to strip this. We will, don't worry.
Yeah. Well, the man had that, the man who was fixing the...
So he's putting glue, regular carpenter's glue, in the holes to the dowels, and of course we have dowels coming out of this leg, and it will goes into that, honest to
we get
goodness.
the glue around here.
You know, be as messy as you want, because
Well,
it's not ours.
you peel it off. You let the glue set up for about, I'd say, an hour, and it peels right off, just like plastic.
Ow.
All right, let's put this in here.
Now drop some in this hole here.
Hold on there. Make sure the block is tight. Now, this is one of the new pieces that we had cut, of course. So you didn't have to see this being cut. Can I put this in here?
No,
Here,
because it's backwards now.
Well, you should have put this one in first.
I should have, huh?
Because this one went over there.
Don't worry, we're going to have a fight now. Keep taping. Keep taping.
Here,
It always
hold
has
that.
to be your
Hold
way.
that.
Okay, fine,
Well,
fine.
You know, before we started the scene, I said, I'll put the glue on, hand them to you, and you pop them in.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You were talking to yourself,
No,
apparently.
you weren't listening.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
This goes this way. Now you got it backwards all the way around.
Hold that
You
there.
forgot to put enough glue on there.
Oh, see,
Fine.
we bicker all the time.
Could you go back and get the clamps, because they're
as in
outside?
life. Just
Okay,
as in
fine,
life.
Sure, okay, fine.
There you go.
Okay. Now you put them in
Now
that
I got
side.
wait a minute, I got to put
You
glue
got to
in the
put
holes.
it in the holes. Look,
See?
see? I have to fix this. Watch that, I just fixed it.
Now you change the whole fate of the world by turning that.
Oh, sure. There's a lot of glue in. Get
Okay.
some inside as
There you
well.
go.
Ready, get set, gazinta. And then down, and this is why they spread apart, just like this. Clamping time. Okay, now we have to let it sit, of course, overnight, but you won't see that because you have lives to lead.
Next we'll be sanding and lacquering and doing all that kind of neat stuff. Well, everything's been stripped and cleaned.
And now we're pretending to sand.
Well, we're using 600 paper because we don't want to really break into the little bit of color that's left on here from the aged wood. You know, wood ages as it gets older.
I thought that's all we had left.
No.
After this, we'll tack rag and prepare it for the lacquer.
On top of that, my brother wanted a clear finish.
You're still afraid of them, aren't you?
Huh?
Never mind.
It was never a question of that.
Yeah, I think he'd beat you up if you didn't get it back right.
Yeah.
Big brothers.
So
So what is this tack rag doing? And remember, hey, proper sanding technique.
You know somebody?
Sheets in half,
Yeah, well,
folded over thrice.
Thrice.
Hands,
That's 3 times.
hands perpendicular to the grain so you don't get more pressure marks where the fingers are. So, like this.
Now, if we were going to stain this, I wouldn't sand it up to 600 because the more you sand wood, the less the stain is going to penetrate the wood. So, but since we're going to put just a clear semi-gloss lacquer on this, it's all right to sand with this grit.
Oh, I'm kneeling.
You
You
what?
see these little pegs here? You know you sanded too much when they become
They're flat.
flush with the rest of the piece.
So once you finish sanding, you want to take your tack rag. Somebody wrote a letter in and told us what this was, but I forgot. What makes it sticky and why it's good and...
A resin. Oh, and by the way, many people might think, hey, they didn't strip the inside of this cabinet. Well, you know, we're not crazy. We never stripped the inside of this.
Hey, you know what?
What?
We forgot to go to Bernard.
Oh, gosh.
We got to go to Bernie.
We have to show
Yeah.
them what a real craftsman can do.
We're going to go
Hurry up.
visit our friend Bernie the cabinet maker.
We have to run out, we have to change our clothes, and then we have to go to Bernard.
See you there.
We'll see you
Bye.
over there.
Hey, where are you guys going? We have a show to do.
I hope Bernie's in.
Well, look, the camera's already here. Da, 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 da,
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey,
We
Bernard.
carry our own theme song now.
Doing a little bit of veneer work, I see.
Yeah, I've got a cabinet that I'm making with 2 curved doors that I'm veneering. Now I'm in the process of doing the inlay work on the veneers.
What kind of veneer is that?
This is chestnut burl,
Ah.
Cousin to Milton.
and I'm going to be inlaying Macassar ebony
Ebony and chestnut burl.
in the burl.
That doesn't work.
No.
This is the whole front of the door would be, right? So these pieces are book matched?
Right, we've got 2 book match pieces. There is a curve or circular pattern
Right in the center here.
center, and that's why I'm using a circular inlay.
And this
Okay.
is,
Of a
book match is
contrasting
kind of like a mirror image.
Like a Rorschach.
yeah, like a Rorschach.
Or
Okay.
pages of a book.
So you got a little pattern there?
So I've got my pattern already cut out. I got my special veneer knife.
Where'd you get that?
Well, this is one that I made myself.
A tool maker.
And yeah, it serves 2 purposes. I cut veneer with it, and every once in a while do a bris. Make a cut here around the pattern.
It makes a nice
Cuts
cut.
just like butter.
And one more cut, and I think we'll have it. Notice I'm not trying to cut it all at one time.
Yeah.
Not possible. So
You
now,
take the form away, or the pattern.
away goes the form, and voila.
Ed Viola.
Ed Viola, yes.
It's great. What's the next step now?
Next step now, these are curved door cabinets.
So
So
they have to
this
be-
is the substrate, which I already made up, which as you can see,
It's a little convex, concave.
yeah.
But it's kind of difficult to adhere veneer to a curved surface, isn't it?
Right. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to put this in a vacuum press.
The vacuum press.
Well, the vacuum pulled all the air out of the bag.
And they say our show sucks.
Go figure.
Yeah.
What happened here?
Well, what we have is I have another door that's already in the press. It's on a form that I made, and I'm about ready to take it out. And the door has the inlay and it's been glued up with a special slow setting glue.
So we have to release the
So we got-
switch.
Now we have to release the vacuum.
Right. What this did is it acted as a huge clamp that conformed to the shape of the
That's
door.
Exactly.
And
Amazing.
So now
now
we
we're
have
going
to
to release the vacuum. You're going to
release
this
the
is air
tiger.
coming in.
Oh, look. Whoa, look at that.
That's cool.
Just like 2001.
That's
when
right.
we went through the lock.
It's real
Yeah,
space
right.
age stuff. I mean,
Care delay?
Yeah.
No question I always
I already
ask.
had some. Here's the door coming out.
There's the door coming out.
Take the top off.
That's not the door, that's a piece
No,
of
that's the
Luan.
door.
And this is the
And now you're going to
wax paper.
Whoa.
Very nice.
And that's our door.
Perfect.
And here's the inlay, which I had to tape down to make sure it did not slide around while it was under pressure.
Well, let's see the piece that this is going to go on.
Sure.
Got the finished piece. And
Hey, the finished product.
See the finished product of the ebony with the little handle on it.
Yeah, it came out real nice, and as you see, I added another inlay, and this was done after the door came out of the press.
And how many coats of whatever is on here?
Well, lots and lots of thin coats of polyurethane.
Just sanded between coats.
Sanded between coats, allowed to dry thoroughly, and built up and then
You know,
polished.
Bernard's that rare breed of cabinet maker. He knows how to finish and he knows how to build.
He builds, he finishes, and we're going to get this now for our show, right?
Oh, sure.
For umpteen hundreds of dollars.
Oh, man.
Bernard, it's been a pleasure. Thanks a
Thanks
lot.
so much for coming,
Hey,
guys.
Crafts
Always
Bison.
good to see you.
Now we have to leave. We sanded, we tack ragged, all in preparation for the Big Kahuna lacquer.
Lacquer, we're going to put a clear coat of semi-gloss lacquer, and it's a brushing lacquer, but it can also be sprayed. Most brushing lacquers also able to be sprayed as long as you thin them down a little bit.
And we thinned it down with surprise lacquer thinner. We also added these little drops that are supposed to inhibit little tiny round things called fisheye that comes from silicones that have been sprayed on top by the people who don't know what to use when caring for their furniture.
So you can buy these little drops and they will eradicate the fisheye in the wood. Let's spray.
Let us spray. Hey, remember we used to have a spray booth? We lost it.
That's a pretty natural finish.
It is bringing out the honey color of the wood, though.
Now I'm going to go side to side, whole table.
It would be good to have a really big Lazy Susan to turn this around so you don't have to do much of this.
I went with a Lazy Susan.
The anti-gravity belt is also very good for this. Then you could just hover. And even you people at home, don't inhale now.
And eat just like with the spray can. You don't want to go like this. You got to go straight.
Looks pretty good. I don't see any fish eyes.
I took care of them.
The fish eyes, or as I like to call them, Don Knotts eyes.
Remember Mr. Limpet?
Oh, they say Roger Rabbit was an achievement. Forget it.
They forget the incredible Mr. Limpet. And now the last flap here.
Now we're brushing the lacquer on.
And we're using a har brush. Har brush. And the proper brushing technique is smooth, careful, and quick all at the same time.
Make sure you do not use a nylon brush.
Or you'll have nylon brush hairs all in the bottom of your lacquer.
And I like to start from the bottom of the chair. I did the brace system underneath, the spindles.
The brace system, that's how I learned French.
And work your way up. Which
Just like we
Which is
did.
how we got a TV show.
We started in our garage.
Lonely carpenters and steel tires.
But in high school, I didn't know I was going to do this. They didn't have refinishing class in high school. It was always metal, shop. I kept on making sugar scoops.
Did you have the test in grade school of what you wanted to be when you were a grown-up?
Yeah. You know what I got?
What did you want to be?
No, it was what you were qualified to be.
No, they asked you what you wanted to be in Catholic school. They asked you what you wanted to be.
That's the last time they asked.
I stood up and said a werewolf.
No, I took a job aptitude test in high school. You had to. Chaplain, I got.
Chaplain.
Yeah, so
Chaplain Charlie.
I immediately went to the North Pole and started eating shoes. It's for our silent film friends. You know, this lacquer is bringing out the natural honey color, as we all have.
Now, there's a little bit of that red color left in the wood, which I think is nice, very attractive. If you wanted to get all of that out, you'd have to really sand the wood or resurface the wood, and then you would have to bleach it, and in that way you'd be able to get it out.
Hey, remember brushing lacquer technique, you don't drop your little bristles against the side. You'll make bubbles, so you lift it up and then you pull the excess off, and there you go.
Look, I'm doing with one hand, holding this up. You got to get the lacquer on very quickly, and this lacquer will dry in about a half hour. Sand it down with some 320 paper, and then you can recoat it.
That's the good thing about lacquer. You can put 2, 3, 9, 14, 83 coats on in one day.
And the final coat, which will be, I think we'll put 3 coats on, we will buff down, sand lightly with some 600, and then buff it with some 4.0 steel wool, and then wax it with an automotive polish.
It's the final rub out. First with 4.0 steel wool.
After the wood is dried, we put 2 or 3 coats on here. We sanded it lightly with 400, and now we're buffing with some 4.0 steel wool.
The finest, least abrasive kind.
And we're going in long strokes.
Nothing is satisfying. Okay, next I'm going to get the car polish named after a guy named Simon.
Says, hold on, let me get all the way down here.
Oh, like you didn't do it already.
Well, here we go.
All right, let me get in there, and then you get the schmutz, and then you wet it, and then you start to rub it.
And circles, there you go. And always you want to let it, Jonathan
Hayes.
You Jonathan Hayes, Invasion of the Star Creatures. And when you get done, over here, the leaf has already been Simonized.
And when we mean haze, we mean it has to turn a little pasty color.
See how pretty that is?
And then you'll buff it off.
And it's nice and shiny.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry.
That's an old joke.
No, I always do
So we'll
that.
let this haze, and then we'll buff it off with? T-shirt, Furniture Guys T-shirt, available through the mail.
Or it could be any T-shirt, really. Let that dry. Don't buff. See, it's turning gray.
See, you already let that haze, and then you did it with the T-shirt. Now
Yeah.
look how nice it looks.
I just said that.
Just step aside.
Here we go.
Proof is pudding. So are we.
There's the frosted glasses in the carrying case.
Yeah, understand?
Ed found those in an antique store just the other day.
Understand?
Yeah, and Ed can't be here for the clothes, but my Uncle Johnny's here.
Understand?
I understand.
I understand.
How you doing, Uncle Johnny?
Understand? Here's the table before, understand?
And with a blink of an eye, here's the newly restored set.
The question is, would your mother have approved of the change, or would she have just called you that simple B word that ends with a D, understand?
That or a son of a rhymes with it, same B word that ends with a D.
For a complete list, understand, of the things our mother called us, understand, send 50 cents in coin.
Understand? Just like you do for free fruit on the Rice Krispies box.
To the Furniture Guy's filthy mom's curse words, P.O. Box, understand, 555-555, care of Ernest and Tova Borgnine.
That's Ice Station Zebra, or call 555-5555. And
understand?
To my Uncle Reedy, I'd like to say, here you go.
You understand?
Rest
you understand me? You
So,
dirty, no good, rotten son of a...
Until next time, I'm Joe Lorario.
And I'm Uncle Johnny.
Be nice to your furniture.
You understand?
Coming up next on TLC, just stay nailed to that chair because Joe and Ed are back with good cheer and bad jokes on a second episode of Furniture to Go, showing you how to bring out the best in antique pieces.